The second 2-hour episode of Raw just concluded. And was it better than last week? Well, it's unfair to compare it because this one wasn't live, but yes. In terms of the presentation, the version I watched didn't have picture-in-picture. Sorry to interrupt this programming, but today, we're doing a ASMR, Booker, ASMR. I saw this post on X, Triple H trying to book a 2-hour Raw. But like, it's good. I don't mind that. I like how we jump from segment to segment. Sure, they tried to squeeze in a lot, but I kinda like my wrestling straight to the point, and that's exactly what we got on this show. Now, was the show itself good? Not necessarily. This wasn't live, and I absolutely felt that. It was a definition of the filler show, and I'm just not feeling the crown jewel builds. Dude, I'm excited about Gunter versus Cody, but this doesn't mean anything. Everything about this is just a filler. Also, am I the only one who got worked by people who said The Rock was on the show? Since the show wasn't live, a lot of people said The Rock actually made an appearance. And he didn't. You lied to me. How dare you lie to me? Let's talk about the show, but before that, this video is sponsored by Opera, the best all-in-one browser in the world. First, you can customize the look and force dark pages. It has an inbuilt VPN and ad blocker, battery saver for those using laptops, video pop-out feature that you'll find using more than you know. I'm probably doing it while editing the video you're watching right now. The sidebar where you have all your social media, music players, and messengers. Lucid mode where you can improve the quality of any video and compare the difference. And also the tab islands. This is how you can stop your browser from looking like a mess. Instead of having 50 tabs open, you can kinda put them into folders. A feature I'm sure you'll fall in love with. And Opera also has some great updates. Let's talk about Aria AI. You can ask questions by staying in the command line by clicking Ctrl+/. And Aria will give you a pretty detailed answer. You can also do it by using the sidebar. A great new feature for Opera's Aria AI is that you can ask for AI generated images. I asked for a custom WWE title and it did an amazing job. Then I asked for a custom Raw logo, and look at that, this is actually pretty awesome. Aria also understands images you upload. I posted a picture of the Intercontinental Championship and asked to change it up. I was impressed by its abilities, and then I just started playing with it and asking for more. Opera has everything, so I'm pretty sure you save a lot of time and possibly even money. Speaking of which, Opera is absolutely free, so make sure to use the link in the description and download Opera right now. So Rhea Ripley said she has unfinished business, and this doesn't end until she wins the WWE Women's title back. We're still doing this rivalry because Raquel, I guess, but honestly, I hate to say it, but I'm kinda over it. I'm over this Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan rivalry. The moment has passed, we get it at this point, and honestly with the introduction of Raquel Rodriguez, I'm losing even more interest. Which kinda sucks. Tiffany Stratton interrupted. She warns Rhea to stay out of Nia's business or else she's gonna have a big problem. You think it's Tiffy time, but it's not. Rhea doesn't have time for this. Things got heated until we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez with the attack. So obviously Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan took care of these two, and they set up a tag team match in the main event. Yes, the main event of Raw. Now, no disrespect, love every woman involved, it's all good. Who honestly cares? Then we got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. It's a match we've seen so many times before, and at this point, I'm losing interest. And you know what sucked is that if we got new champions, I would have known, because obviously it would have been spoiled on social media. Man, we don't appreciate live television enough. Oh my god, I knew the result, the match was fine, so of course Bianca and Jade retained. Let's get to the good news. Finn Balor is not finished with Damian Priest. Yes, you are. As a matter of fact, we have a tournament for the Tag Team Championships. I love that. I honestly love that. The Tag Team Championships, how do I put this? Mark, if I mind. In the past few months, Mark got more women attention than the WWE World Tag Team Championship. Sorry, Mark. Maybe uncalled for. I apologize. So finally, WWE are doing something with these titles. I'm not sure if this rivalry is over between Damian Priest and Finn Balor, but I'ma be honest, GM mode would tell you, wrap it up. WWE had these video packages for American made, which is good. I really like the faction, but we're here to nitpick, right? We're here to bitch about the WWE. My biggest problem is that it doesn't look serious enough. Maybe that's not necessarily bad, but it really reminds me of Alpha Academy, and I kinda expected something different. We also got one for Braun Breaker. That was actually a good promo. This young man, who's somehow, some way, only like a couple of years older than me, I'm cooked. He's actually a pretty decent promo. He talked about how G got handed everything by his family once Roman got popular. Oh, I'm gonna be a single star too. And Braun is gonna do it on his own. He doesn't even need the Steiner name. Let's talk about that for a second. Would you actually guys want that? Braun Steiner. I wouldn't mind, I keep thinking about this every time I see this dude. Should he actually change his name? It's not that big of a deal, but Braun Breaker is kinda goofy until you get used to it. Now, we did get used to it, I know, but I do see what WWE did here. Roman Reigns. Braun Breaker. That hard R. Bronson Reed wants a match with Seth. Adam is not feeling it, but I mean, what other choice he has? Seth Rollins is asking for that match too, and he says, I know, I got injured quite a lot, but that's what professional wrestling is all about. Fight for these opportunities. You work through injuries. WWE did a decent job with building this match. We got the return of the Viking Raiders. War Raiders. The name they actually used back in NXT, and I absolutely love that. For whatever reason, Vince McMahon thought, war. We ain't gonna talk about war on Monday Night Raw. We're gonna talk about Muppets. So finally, they did it. And you know what I like about that? It's not as goofy. Look at their looks right now. This is a character change. These are like bikers. They're human beings who are into Viking shit. Not even Viking shit anymore. They're war raiders. They're just different. These are the type of guys who just drink a lot of beer and decide to fight. Now, this right here, it's a bit goofy to me. It's a bit goofy. Oh, we're Viking Raiders. We don't wipe our ass. What's the point of wiping our ass if we're gonna shit in the next few hours anyway? What is the point? We are the Viking Raiders, we eat raw meat, and we shit in the woods. This was a Tag Team Championship #1 contenders tournament match, first round match, and it was against Otis and Akira Tozawa, so you probably imagine the result. Pretty short match, and the War Raiders won. This is what happens, people, when you actually discover toilet paper. If I could suggest, next step would be baby wipes. Really helpful, A game changer, I would say. We got Cody. There's a lot of history with St. Louis and Cody because they chanted, we want Cody, and fans again chanted, we want Cody. So he showed appreciation, and whenever it tells you, oh, people don't like Cody, he's cooked. People turned on him. Now they didn't. Every time you see this guy live, people love him. So it's just internet shit. He got interrupted by Gunther. This was actually good because Gunther, one of the best shit talkers in the WWE, him and Drew McIntyre, he basically said, I respect you, Cody. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about you. One of the very few people I respect in this business. Okay, there's one thing. And he talked about how Cody's too nice with everyone and he's a suck up and all that. And Cody says, well, did you see what happened? He talked about who is the real champion, typical champion versus champion match shit. Gunther called him a secondary champion, but Cody reminds him, I beat Roman Reigns. The man who held the championship for like 5,000 days. In the end, they do have some respect for each other. Where the hell is The Rock? People, I got worked by the wrestling community. It's time to wrap it up. Again, man, the match is gonna be fire, but we all know what's gonna happen. None of these are losing clean. Kevin Owens is going to interfere. Then we got Kofi versus Braun Breaker. Again, a match where you know what's gonna happen. This show, it was a bit of a filler, wasn't it? So, of course, Braun Breaker wins, but then, only then, Xavier Woods saves Kofi from Braun Breaker. Apparently, that's an issue. That's what the commentators talked about. Of course, Braun Breaker got the upper hand again, and it was Jey Uso now who helped the New Day. Yeah, Xavier's gonna have a problem with Jey Uso now. So, on this show, we saw Jimmy and Jay interacting, which I find weird. Canonically. Let's think about this, people. Let's think about this. So, what we're seeing right here is Raw that was taped before SmackDown. But only on SmackDown, they actually thought about this. So, this was recorded later, and people in the audience, I assume, didn't see that. It's weird. Well, anyway, Jimmy wanted to talk with Jay multiple times, but Jay wants nothing to do with it. I like that, man. You kind of want Jay to say, oh, yes, my brother in arms, I'm gonna be your partner. Oh, well, that wouldn't make any goddamn sense, would it? No, it wouldn't. So I like that. Slowly but surely, Jay is going to join them. It's probably gonna be Sami Zayn who's gonna be like, look, man, we gotta do this, man. Say what you will, maybe WWE are dragging this Bloodline story and it's going on for way too long. It happened so recently, but the Bloodline shit is one of the fondest memories I have when it comes to professional wrestling. It's already a bit nostalgic also, but that's why I'll probably never complain about this happening. It's so hot, and we're still getting all these twists and turns, and as long as it makes a little bit of sense, I'm all for it. And one thing I hope is not gonna happen is the Usos reuniting too soon, because, I mean, they're doing just fine as singles competitors. They're so different right now. They just made Jey Uso into someone who could be a contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. He was, by the way. He could be a world champion. Jimmy has, a long way to go, but still. It's gonna be wild because now it's not gonna be just the Usos are a part of the Survivor Series match. It's gonna be two very legitimate singles competitors. Well, Jay is. You know what I'm talking about. We got The Miz versus R-Truth. The Miz got distracted by Final Testament, so R-Truth won the match. Kieran acted like he's cool with it, but then sends the AOP to beat the shit out of him. Throws R-Truth back in the ring, skull-crushing finale. The Miz is mizzing. He's a bad guy. He's still a bad guy. Again, this is something I never expected to say, but Karrion Kross is really, really growing on me. His facial expressions, all of that. I still don't have the answer though. What the fuck he wants from The Miz? I don't get that. The main event was the tag team match. Nothing wrong with it, but it definitely didn't have that umph, and it got me thinking what I want from Netflix. So the match was fine. Obviously, Nia Jax interferes, disqualification. A teased cash-in that didn't happen because Dominic saved Liv. That was your Raw. I want a sense of urgency. I want a cliffhanger. That's what I want from WWE on Netflix. Like watching not just a wrestling show, but if we're doing the cinema shit, right? Let's make it into like a TV show. And you watch an episode and you're just like, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. That is the professional wrestling I would love to see. We got that, but I want more. Well, anyway, people, that was your Monday Night Raw. The format was definitely better than last week. The production, the presentation, but the show itself, it was kinda ass. Let's be honest. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.